Hey, this is Mike with DRUMline, and normally I would come to DW at the beginning of NAMM, and I was here doing some interviews for you guys with some of your artists, but I said the best for last. The reason I didn't come here right away was because last year when I got Real Rico and family, I was freaked out for 2 hours. It was such an emotional thing, it was such a great interview that I walked around and lost a couple hours. So I said the best for last. My favorite interview of every NAMM. And the Woodmaster is, people call you the Wood Whisperer, but I call you the Woodmaster years ago. It's been documented. John Good from DW.
Thank you. Listen, man, I mean, no pressure, right?
Yeah.
The best for last?
Well,
That was
build
great.
up.
Kind of good for last.
Okay.
Anyway, listen, this year, unlike a lot of other years, I find that I've got the deck is stacked with so many good things.
Okay.
Okay, first, and I just want to tell all of you that one of the greatest things in the adventure of my life was going to the Stradivarius Forest. Now, many of you may not understand what the Stradivarius Forest is. The Stradivarius Forest, Antonio Stradivari, he actually went north of Bolzano, Italy. You're with me? You know
right
where that's
there.
at? The base of the Dolomite Mountains.
Okay.
And the Dolomite Mountains are right next to the Alps, so we do a little geography here. And we drove up. My wife was taking pictures the whole time, video, and I was with Renzo Calastri. This guy is like a soulmate friend of mine I buy exotic veneer from in Milan. And I had this quest, and you go up and you go way, way up. I mean, the air gets thin. It's cold up there. This was October 31st. So we're up there, and when you finally get up, the pavement turns into dirt. The dirt turns into 2 tire tracks, and when you get to this one point, it's dead silent. What you wind up with is this marker that's the shape of a violin in a stump of a tree. And that means you are in the singing forest. In the singing forest, you are now in the footsteps of where Antonio Stradivari went to tap on the trees to get the stuff for his violins. Now dig that, right?
I don't even need to say anything. Just tell stories.
So anyway, we're up there, and I've come all the way from L.A., jet-lagged all to hell. We get in there, and we're outside, and it's dead silent. I'm looking at a 20,000-foot rock, which is a dolomite, just jutting up across this valley. And then there's this waterfall. It's 1,000 feet long, and you can't hear a thing. It's more silence than I've ever experienced in my life. And we're outside, and the only thing you hear is the things under your feet when you're walking. So I said to Renzo, I said, okay, give me the hammer. I'm ready to tap the tree. And he said, Giovanni, I forgot the hammer. I said, Renzo, for Christ's sake, I came all the way from we're up here. And he's going, no, hold on, my friend. He opens his trunk of his car. He comes out with a tire iron. So I had a tire iron, and there's a YouTube video of this. Anyway, and so I tapped the first tree, and there's nothing. I'm going, oh, come on, man. I mean, came a long way. These are 100 feet tall, straight as an arrow, Norwegian spruce. So I walked over to the next one, and I tapped it. Doom! And I mean, this whole tree resonated. It was the most magic, incredible thing. Right then and there, I said, there is a Santa Claus. There is the Easter Bunny. All of them are real. Because it wasn't just a fantasy. This really happened. And so then I went to the next tree. Doom. And the next one was bah. And it was, what, as a living, huge tree. Come on, man.
That's crazy.
It was so unbelievable. Anyway, so they were able to drag me away from there. And we had selected some trees that they processed for us. There's a thing called the Magnificent Community of Val di Fiamme. And these people have been protecting and taking care of this valley of mountain range and all this incredible Norwegian spruce since 900 AD. Century after century after century, these people protect this, and they make their livings off of the furniture that's made from it, the instruments that are made from it. Everything about this place is magic. And you have to be invited to do this.
Right.
So Renzo got me in, right?
Yeah.
And so, God, it was so magical. So we loaded them up on a semi, and off it went down the expressway to Slovenia. Celje, Slovenia. I was there. We drove 5.5 hours in a mountain way so we took all these pretty pictures, right? We got there and we cut this wood. They boiled the logs the next morning, and then they put them up on this big lathe, and they cut them, and on the end of each log said JG, which was like, they're mine. And we cut it, and what you have from all this experience is that kit over there.
Oh, no.
That's it. That's my flagship. There's 145 of them.
I didn't know this story was coming into the kit, the 45th anniversary kit.
That's it, man. And in the middle of it is an inlay that's, some people go, well, is that just paint or is that a decal? That is, the background is inlaid a gray Italian poplar with black dyed pear wood and blue dyed Koto wood.
Which you guys really kind of pioneered with the R40 kit.
Well, we pioneered it, I think, with the Icons before.
The Icon snares before, yeah.
Exactly. And so, if I do nothing else, I did that, man.
Oh, my God.
And I got back, and I really did it. It was a wood hunt that you'll never believe.
For you of your career.
Pretty much.
Or even over the Romanian 1,500-year-old tree, which was last year's blow your mind 2 years ago.
It's one of those deals where you can say, JG out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But no, I'm not done yet because I think we got 50 coming up.
Go. Oh, 50 coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay,
so Dick, okay, so then another thing, if I can get over that, it's kind of giving me like, whoa. We have this drum set over here. This we have a new private reserve, which is giant quilted sapele. Now, a lot of times when you have an exotic wood on a drum kit, it's like bird's eye maple or Carillion birch or something like that. You've all seen a lot of those woods we do. But the only one really benefiting it is the bass player going, hey, nice kit. But 10 rows deep, you can't see all that stuff. This particular giant quilt sapele, you can see from the 50-yard line.
Oh, wow.
That's how big that quilt is, and I'm really, really proud of it. I chased this log for 5 years, and I got it.
Yeah, the grain is very unique.
Isn't it unique? So there's that. That's my new private reserve.
The only thing like the end cut you did that one time kind of had that.
That was cool. I still have that.
That was cool. Yeah.
Next kit is I fell in love with Purple Heart. Purple Heart wood from South America is hard as iron,
Beautiful.
and we're making kits out of that, and it's at a full spectrum of frequencies. It's a really great sounding kit. It's a hell of a looker. A lot of wood, when you leave it out in the elements, like, air, maple will turn brown. This stuff starts off brown, and when you leave it in light, it turns purple. So it's kind of cool. It's a little different. But if you get a chance to try one of these somewhere in like the local stores, please do so because you won't be disappointed. Next thing is we've also gotten into stainless steel drums.
I saw that. Yeah.
The stainless steel, I thought, oh my God, not everyone, but some guys, some heavy hitters wanted me to do this. And I said, well, what's a steel drum in a drum set going to sound like? Jason Bonham wanted me to do it 20 years ago.
Okay.
Abe Laboreal wanted me to do it. And so I finally said, well, these guys, I need to do this for them. If you have material that's 1.5 millimeter thick, which is very thin, and you roll the bearing edge over and it's got like a little bit of a fat edge on it, you contact the head a little bit more, and the shell is thin, so it's low timbre. They sound warm and luscious and beautiful, and they don't sound like metal, what you would think metal sounds like. So we're very happy with that. Bring your weight belt with you because they're heavier than hell.
Now, you had a concrete snare at one time, you had an iron snare. You get some of these hard materials, does that help you with the development of the stainless steel?
Well, what helped me with the stainless steel is that we already have a stainless steel snare.
Okay.
So the guy who makes that shell for me, I just got into cahoots with him on the whole deal, and we developed something that I think is really cool for everybody out there listening.
Well, now you're getting to be the metal master besides the wood master.
Don't accuse me of that.
Okay.
Wood guy I'm happy
Wood master,
with.
okay.
So the other one that I'm really kind of excited about, not kind of, stupidly excited about, is our new Icon snare.
Was it the Black Page one?
Yes.
Oh, I took pictures.
And,
I freaked out.
I worked for Frank Zappa at one time.
I know that because Ryan Brown told me that. And he said, ask John about Frank Zappa with Chad Wackerman. Tell us.
I did work with Frank and Chad.
Okay.
But and that was a great experience. I mean, we don't have enough time for those stories, but one of these days we'll talk.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, a very dear friend of mine and someone I think is way worthy of being honored is Terry Bozzio.
Sure.
And I was trying to figure out what is his icon, because this will be my 6th icon that we've done. Now, last year was like Mick Fleetwood, Rumors and such.
Yes.
Neil Peart we've done. We've done Dark Side of the Moon, Nick Mason. We've done Queen with Roger Taylor.
Rush.
So, yeah, after Rush. So I thought, Frank wrote a song for Cherry Bozzio called The Black Page.
Right.
It's a very challenging drum piece that most drummers live in fear of, to have to play that thing. So anyway, when I saw a copy of this, it was written on yellowed kind of paper, like from Paramount Pictures, staff paper, and Frank wrote it in pencil. He wrote it in pencil, so I tried to replicate that with white-dyed bird's eye and laser engraving that looks like pencil.
And then go back and look at it now.
Go look at it again.
Yeah.
And then we did the black page in black pear and Frank's mustache in black pear. And it comes with a black suede head. Terry is signing all these heads. And it comes with a 7-inch vinyl record of the black page. And the sleeve of the record is the melody to the black page. The drum part is on the drum. And the charity that it helps is Children's Hospital,
great.
St. Jude.
Oh my God.
In Memphis. So anyway, that's where all the proceeds go. So that's pretty much the drum side of what we got. And I hope you enjoyed that. And come and see them at your local store.
One more topic I wanted to cover before I forget. People call you the Wood Whisperer. I called you the Woodmaster for years. It's in print, but you've got something coming out that documents the R40 kit being made and some other stuff, and it's called Masters of Resonance. And Vic Salazar was involved. Ryan Brown's in that. Neil Peart is narrating that. It's kind of about the production of his R40 kit and the inlay and the Romanian oak, or what is it exactly about?
To be honest, it's not just about Neil.
Okay.
It's more about Forest all the way to drum set.
Okay.
It's
All right.
also about Bob Taylor and Taylor Guitars.
Yes, I heard about that.
And so it's like a melding of what we do and how we feel about all these natural resources that, one, we want to take care of.
Oh, good.
And two, we want to use for useful purposes. And the Masters of Resonance, I think, is going to be something that's educational. It spotlights a lot of what Neil did and what we did for Neil and what Bob Taylor's doing for everybody. But the cool thing is you get to go from tree all the way through the factory and see it all produced.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And so I can't wait for that.
A little bit of, you've shown a few tours before, but I mean, the graphics I saw in the trailer and stuff, it was like the talented artists you guys have there. It's going to be fantastic. And the fact that going from the tree where you start.
Right. And what I was flattered by is that they actually use the trailer for that Before the Rush film in the theater.
I did not know that.
Yes, they did. So that could be a big thing. It's got to be coming out real soon, so we're all excited to see.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they followed us all around.
Well, I'll tell you what, I started saying something, and like whatever I said, it's like as soon as you started talking, that's why you're John Good, and why you always blow my mind. What a great story. Thank you so much for letting us do some interviews and stuff in here, but amazing. You're out of your mind in the best possible way as far as being creative. I mean, there's very few people that ever come along that are that passionate about anything. So that's just fantastic. And you, what is your anniversary with DW? Are you at 45? So the drums, that's the company basically as well.
Don and I started the company
basically
together.
like from day one. Amazing. Yeah. The Lombardi family, fantastic.
They are.
They are people amazing. The press people. I know Elizabeth Lang and Terry, and you people are the best. This is by far, I'm sorry to say, other companies. There's nobody as good as DW. You're never going to hit that mark.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. So we just do the best we can. And I want to say there's been a great NAMM show. And I look forward to all the new goodies coming out real soon. And best of luck for 2017.
Awesome.